Alright, so I'm recording. Alright, there. Shalom. I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Just doing a little walk and talk and whatnot. So, it was a nice day out today, and it really should have came out earlier, but it didn't really dawn on me to do a walk and talk until later on, but probably gonna get a little dark to the end of this video. I'm not sure how long this video gonna be. Just gonna go through the spirit a little bit, talk about some things that I've seen pop up in the news, and Lord willing, I could pull out some precepts concerning it. So, yeah, man. This thing is boiling over, man. Honestly, it really is. Okay, I just want to see if I can grab some things real quick that I seen through the news. Number one, first thing I seen really was, yeah, man, the fact that Donald Trump doubled tariffs on Canada, and basically this trade war, man. It's trade war, man. Trade after trade war, right? And it speaks on the vision throughout the scriptures, man. Okay, it's a specific scripture I can remember. Number one is trade war. So the United States ultimately has damn near no allies no more, right? All of these countries are leaving America, okay? America's trying to leave NATO. The one thing that's really big is the fact that, like, yesterday, I believe, was one of the worst days on the stock market damn near in history. And we're on the verge, they saying, of a fucking recession. And we've been saying this, right? We've been saying this, man. Inflation, we've been in inflation for what, the past, man, I can't even remember when inflation really went up. Probably around COVID time. That COVID time, man, 2020. So basically half a decade, man. Like I've said, like I always say in my lessons, man. Since 2020, nothing has gotten better in the world, right? So let me see. I want to see if I can pull that up. I know it's in Matthew 12. Every kingdom divided itself cannot stand. Shah, bear with me. It's either in verse 11 or verse 12. I could just get Matthew 12 and 25. Yeah, that's fine. This is Matthew 12 and verse 25. And I know it seemed like sometimes we pull out the same scriptures and whatnot regarding our lessons and stuff. And it's hard. It's hard not to use the same precepts, I say, because ultimately these precepts they're relevant, right? They're relevant in what's going on in the world, right? So ultimately, if we pull out the same precepts and it gets boring to you, then that's fine. You can go and listen to whatever other camp you want to listen to. But if the precepts are relevant for what we're talking about, then we're going to bring them out, right? And there's probably some cross references in here that I can pull out too. This is just what popped up into my head, right? So Matthew 12 and verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then this kingdom stand? Right? So that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Unravel in America, in the world, really. All of these nations, which at the end of the day, they're all Edomites, right? They're battling against each other. You have other Edomites leaving America to go join other Edomites. And quite frankly, it's silly. And it shows that the scriptures where it says, children are your oppressors, right? In Isaiah chapter 3. It's showing, we're seeing that in real life, so to speak. These rulers and kings or princes or whatnot, they're starting to do stupid things, okay? Here it is. You have people who voted for this man in office. Now they're starting to regret their vote because they're seeing what he's doing while he's in office. They act like this is this nigga first time being in office. He had a first term, and just look at the things he did in his first term. In my opinion, he was a better president than Biden, but it wasn't like he was doing something that was that was just breaking history or anything like that. These Edomites just like to dick ride this dude. And ultimately, they got a lot of pride, right? The things that he's been doing and been signing on, all these different acts and whatnot, okay? I want to get this, it's in the book of Daniel. I want to say either 5 or 6. 5 maybe. Yes, Khan. So this is the book of Daniel chapter 5 and verse 18. O thou king, the most high power gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor, right? So the things that these rulers have, it's all given to them by the Lord, Yahweh, right? Donald Trump, things that he has in his kingdom, it's all given to him by the Lord, okay? And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and language trembled and feared before him. So when Donald Trump came into office, and this is just talking about the ancient Babylonian Empire, right? I'm just gonna use an example to apply this to now, okay? You have people who were genuinely scared when this nigga won the election. Nigga saying, oh, I'm going back. I'm leaving America. I'm fleeing America. They're in true fear of what he was gonna do and the things that he was gonna bring forth in his presidential term. The whole Project 2025 thing, right? That's what was scaring a lot of niggas. It was even scaring, I believe it's so many damn terms in politics. Right wing and left wing, all that other shit. I want to say right wing, but I'm not even sure that's politically correct. But anyways, the people who are in opposition to Republicans or Donald Trump, the so-called Edomite people that are, they up all in they, god damn, motherfucking, either that squirrel is dead or it's just, no, that mug had to be dead. It's laying down still like a mug. But no, and then on top of that, you have women actually shaving their heads, okay, as a way to protest because they not getting what they want, which is what? What's that shit called? Reproductive rights. There we go. You have people over there protesting because of these things, right? And then on top of that, you have Edomites who are completely proud and worshiping this dude, right? As if he's a god. And it talks about this in the book of Daniel, man. A dude or a person who is exalting himself as if he is the Lord. Okay? And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him, whom he would, he slew. Right? So anything that he could in his power, he would do. Which you see, Donald Trump is down there abusing his power now. He's cutting all these different government programs and whatnot. Firing a whole bunch of people, a lot of people losing their jobs. All these things going on, right? He's making threats to countries, making threats to Russia, right? Saying he's gonna put tariffs on them, threatening countries. You know what I'm saying? You seen this happen the other day as well, right? Russia, China, and Iran are doing joint military drills. Okay, people are asking Donald Trump, how do he feel? This nigga have too much pride to say, okay, we need to start getting our military together. We need to get our allies together and come together and do joint military drills too. No, he don't say that. You know what this nigga says? Oh, we're not worried. Our military is just too powerful, and we'll be okay. We're not worried about them. They can do whatever they're gonna do. We'll be okay. We're not worried about them. Meanwhile, you have Russia is the leading nation in nuclear warheads. Their military is far better and stronger than ours and tougher. And I said this as well. If any of you all are in the UFC, the Justin Gaethje fight, he was fighting a Russian. I could tell through the spirit that was a political fight. This nigga came out as, so to speak, it's Russia versus America. Okay? They did that same thing with, I believe it was Max Schmeling and Joe Louis. When there was a war going on, they had, I believe he was a German boxer, and he was fighting a so-called the best American at the time, which Joe Louis was. So it was one of those things. You had a Russian fighting an American. Russia and America are butting heads with each other and whatnot at the moment. And the American is fighting for America. The Russian is fighting for Russia, right? You have that type of shit going on. And ultimately, Justin Gaethje, which was the American, he ended up winning. He come out, got the American flag all over him and shit. And if you watch that fight, you could tell what I'm talking about. But nonetheless, it just shows the pride of America, these Edomite Americans, and Donald Trump, man. Here it is, you have three world powers, really two, because Russia and China are really at the forefront of that. And Iran is another power, not to be, you know what I'm saying, taken lightly, so to speak. And then here you have, what is it? America and Israel, that's it. That's really America's last ally is Israel, because they back each other so damn much, okay? But the pride of Donald Trump, what does it say in the scriptures, man? Pride goes before destruction, and a snare, or no, Salakia, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty look before a fall. And that is true, man. That is true. We just seen that happen to one of the heads in another camp. A prideful nigga got humbled by the Lord, man. By Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He got judged. And that should have been a lesson. But see, Esau, Edom, they don't know the Lord. They don't fear him at all. Evil men, they do not regard. Okay? So ultimately, that pride is gonna get them fucked up. Right? So let me reread this. Salakia, man. I got some rambling. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would, he slew. And whom he would, he kept alive. And whom he would, he set up. And whom he would, he put down. Okay? But when his heart was lifted up, meaning his mind, and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took him. And they took his glory from him. So let me read that again. This is what I was just saying, man. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty look before a fall. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took him. They took his glory from him. Okay? And that's what's going to happen to this damn devil, man. That's when they thought they had it figured out, right? Their pride is going to consume them. They think they can't be touched. That spirit of Babylon. In Obadiah 1 and 4, I believe. Who may take us down, right? And I'm going to get that after this if I could remember, Lord willing. Right? And he was driven from the sons of men, meaning humanity. And his heart was made like the beast. So he thought like a fucking animal. This is what happened to Nebuchadnezzar. And his dwelling was with the wild asses, the donkeys. They fed him with grass like an oxen. So he was eating grass. He was in the Lord had this man in the fields eating grass like a damn animal, man. Right? That's just the power of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. That's why you should fear the Lord, man. Above everything, right? You should fear him. Because there's no telling what he could do to you. Okay? And his body was wet with the dew of heaven till he knew that the Most High power ruled in the kingdom of man. So he had to get humbled and be judged in order to know that the Lord is who rules in the kingdom of men. He's not to be fucked with. And that he appointed over whomsoever he will, right? So the Lord gives the kingdom to whoever he wants to. Right? And it says that in the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. Right? We know this. He even sets up the lowliest of the low, the basis of men, which is Esau Edom, the lowest on the totem pole of all the nations. Right? You can tell they're returning to that state as the basis of men. Motherfuckers don't bathe themselves correctly. They don't bathe at all. You see multiple videos of that on the internet, right? Where they don't bathe themselves. They don't. Like I said, man, I told my pops and a brother the other day, I seen a video of an Edomite woman giving seven reasons why it's okay to fuck a dog. Bestiality, man. They're returning to their natural state. Cave dwellers. Okay? Untrained. Inhumane. Defiled people, man. And thou his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this. So he knew all these things happened to his father, yet he still did not regard that it could happen to him. It's the same spirit, man. It's that same spirit. Okay? I'm gonna get that real quick. Obadiah 1 and 4. Nope, Obadiah 1 and 3. So, this is Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Okay? The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. And this is all, this whole chapter is concerning Edom, man. So-called white man. Edom will be humbled. That's the title of it. That's why when you hear people say, oh, the Lord loves everyone. Jesus loves everyone. You're not talking about the one that is anointed. You're not talking about Hamashiach. Okay? Because he definitely has enemies. Yahweh has enemies. Jesus, white boy, he might not. He might love everybody. But Yahweh does not. Nor Yahweh. He's coming back to get vengeance, man. Like it says, man, the Lord hath said, the vengeance is mine. I will come against all the nations that have came against Jerusalem. You know, you should have waited to come across the houses of Israel. Those things, they skip over them verses. They skip over the fact that this is the Lord gonna have indignation with them forever for the violence against our brother Jacob. They skip over that. It's in this chapter, right? Let me read this. This is Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, though thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, right? So the troglodytes, the cave dwellers, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground, man, right? Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. Pride before destruction and haughty look before fall, right? That's ultimately what's gonna get these, that and the fact that they are completely evil people who have tried to cover and humble themselves according to what the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10, okay? Though they tried to humble themselves and make the rush seem like it's disappeared, it's still under there, man, right? Ultimately, it's gonna be their downfall, number one, because of their pride, the wicked acts that they've been doing, man. Hey, you look at all this shit that's going on in the world, and it's saying in the scriptures that we will be eating defiled bread in the end times. Hey, that's real, man. They put pork in everything, man. Everything. Syrup, maple syrup, hot chocolate. And I was just talking about this, man. This shit is crazy. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Right? So the Lord's gonna bring them down, man. Because they know, man, these elites especially, they know that their destruction is coming and it's inevitable, right? They know. That's why they're trying to do everything they can to do what? To escape it. There is no escaping, man, right? It's a book of Amos chapter 9, okay? They try and hide themselves from their destruction. They know that it's coming, though, okay? It makes me think, man, not to defile bread, but it's something else. It makes me think. I can't remember exactly. Right. So these trade wars, man. Let me get this real quick. It's a lot of precepts and prophecies. Well, I didn't mean to say precepts, but prophecy that is playing itself as, you know what I'm saying, unfolding in our lifetime, right? Though it be for an appointed time, it's not gonna tarry, right? Habakkuk 2 and 3. Let me get this. Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns, which is the EU, the European Union, okay? Those European nations. Donald Trump just said, what was that, last week? That if any of the European countries, and I just did a lesson on this, right? If any of the European countries get into a battle or something, or a war, we're not helping them unless they meet a certain payment requirement. Ultimately, they saying F the other nations, right? Even I think it was Russia who said this. In NATO, the only big dog y'all have is America, and they're not even a big dog. The only big dog y'all have is America, and they're not even a big dog. Compared to these other countries, man, these countries in the BRICS is starting to come up, man. They've been coming up, but they on a rise, dude. I don't think people understand the severity of that for America. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. The whore is America, man, Babylon the Great. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And this type of stuff, it puts a smile on my face, and it gives me a nice laugh, man, to see that in the scriptures, these things are gonna come to pass, Lord willing, soon, man, for this place. Just remember this, man. And this is something that when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Beyond Scared Straight. Okay. I used to watch that show a lot. And there was one thing that a guy said that stuck with me, man. One of the prisoners. He said, you can get away 1,000 times, right? You can get away 1,000 times, but it only takes one time. It only takes one time to be caught. And that'll be it, man. That's it. It only takes one time. You can get away 1,000 times, but that one time, right? You on a 999 time. And you thinking, oh yeah, this cake, this light work, man. I done did this 1,000 times. Then that one time, something don't go your way. Something slips up, right? And damn, it's just like that. It's taken away from you, man. So ultimately, just think about it like that. America is a criminal that has gotten away 999 times, right? And the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is waiting for one slip up, one fuck up from them. Because ultimately that's all is needed. You know, that slip up and fuck up is shit hitting the fan and us leading and going into Jacob's trouble. That one time before they ask to get punished, and their punishment is gonna be the second death, the fire, a lake of fire and brimstone. That's all the Lord needs, man. And like let me get this. This is what's gonna happen to this place, man. This is Revelation 19:1. The point being the 2. And after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah! Salvation and glory and honor and power unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yahweh the Most High Power, right? For true and righteous are his judgments, man. And I brought this out the other day in one of my lessons. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he has judged the great whore. The great whore I just was talking about in that last video, man. I mean, in the last precept I just brought out. Revelation 17:16. Which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, okay? So her whoredom, it spread to all the other nations. Yeah, all the other nations going along and being affected being affected by the things that America has done, all the wickedness. Like the Elder Malcolm said, man, it's like this country got meningitis. Or no, Salakia, not meningitis. This country got gonorrhea. This country got syphilis. This country got, you know what I'm saying, all these different sexual diseases. They had to go get a shot for it to be cured from it because of the shit that America has done and spread to these other nations, right? And we're seeing it. It's so beautiful, man. Like, and that's gonna make me bring up another precept, okay? But it's beautiful seeing these things play out on the earth. Ultimately, so to speak, it's beautiful seeing these things play out on the earth, right? The fact that what's going on in real life can be tied to things that was told to us for our learning in the scriptures. And the fact that only a few people can understand it. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth for her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. Okay? And that's talking about the 1/3 of 144,000. And then also, you know what I'm saying? The 2/3 was really, it ain't even for y'all. It's salvation. But Esau Edom and these other nations, really Esau Edom, have done a number on our people, man. This our people as a whole. Not to mention, you know, them wearing out the prophets and whatnot, the things that they've done to the ones that are trying to be righteous. Okay? So I'm gonna bring out that precept I was just talking about. This is Habakkuk chapter 1. Hold on, let me see. Let's read from verse 1. I want to get the title of this real quick. The Chaldeans used to punish Judah. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. Okay. How long, O Yahweh, how long shall I cry and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence and thou wilt not save. So that's what our people do, man. That's what our people, that's how you know we're the children, man. They say, you see our people nowadays, where was the Lord during slavery? Where was this? Where was that? Why you not, why not this, Lord? Why not that, Lord? Right? That same shit. Which Habakkuk was a prophet, so I'm not saying that he is in any way, shape, or form like these 2/3 niggas. I'm just applying it, all right? I'm just making a connection. Why dost thou shew me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. So let me get that in there too. Must I forever see these evil deeds? Why must I watch all this misery? Wherever I look, I see destruction and violence. I'm surrounded by people who love to argue and fight, right? That's like the spirit that we're in right now. Like I said, man, I'm not comparing him to a prophet. I actually should have been, or not a prophet, but a 2/3. I should have actually been comparing him to us, the ones that's trying to live righteous out here in the truth, okay? That's what I should have did. So ultimately, he's asking the Lord, and this is the same thought that myself as well as other brothers have. It's vexing seeing all this wickedness play out on the earth. And I said this to the brother the other day, man. Right? That same, like Lot was in 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6, or verse 8, Salaki. It gets very angering and tiring seeing all this damn wickedness on the earth. Right? We're ready for this place to be judged so we can live in a righteous state. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth, for the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Wherefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Right? So it says the law has become paralyzed, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous. Haven't the brothers been saying that this whole past week? The 2/3, remember that the 2/3 outnumber the 1/3. 2/3 outnumber the 1/3. Remember that. So that justice has become perverted. Behold ye among the heathen. This is what the Lord said in his to respond. Behold ye among the heathen, right? So ultimately, what he was saying in that last verse is that the righteous are surrounded by wickedness, man. That's why it makes it 10 times harder for us. We're surrounded by a whole bunch of distractions. Surrounded by a whole bunch of bullshit, right? The same things, man. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. Okay? For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. So the Chaldeans, talking about the Babylonians, ancient Babylonians, right? And that still stands true for these motherfuckers over here right now, taking land that don't belong to them. But my point of bringing that out was that the Lord said I will work a work in your day, which will be told to you, though you may not believe it. So that's talking about, hey man, you have, like I said, people, it's beautiful to see these things play out on the earth. People don't understand it or don't believe it. And ultimately, the Lord is going to do something beautiful in our generation, right? He's going to make something play out on the earth like was never seen since there was a nation on the earth, right? He said that, okay? Book of Daniel 12:1, and also in the book of Matthew, I believe 24 verse 20, okay? So, hey man, we're in a place where Babylon is teetering. They're on the hot seat. And hey, it seems like every day or damn near every week, we coming closer and closer to salvation through the things that's been going on in the news and that's playing out on the earth, man. So ultimately, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm gonna close it off there. Call lawyer Howell by Hashem Al-Shai by Hashem Hawakakadash. Double blessing, honestly, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom.